Hey, there you go. Oh, that's fucking terrible. That's fucking awful. Ooh, 10 out of 10, don't recommend. Oh, those are so skunksy. Ugh. Ugh. Bleh. Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Two Drunk Guys in a Football Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Powers.
And I'm fucking Shrek. Alright. Hell yeah.
Donkey.
Donkey, this is my swamp.
Hey.
Welcome back to another episode. This will be a very shorter episode because not a whole lot going on in terms of the football world besides maybe some trades, but we're going to be covering the news and last week's scores, bad betting. It's a Halloween episode, so spooky. Ooh.
That's why I'm dressed up as Austin Powers and he is Shrek.
Yeah, we decided to do a
Mike
Myers Halloween thing for our costumes, which, dude, I kind of regret not doing it now, but what I was going to originally do is I was going to start with my screen black, like you weren't going to be able to see me. I was going to have my costume on besides like this, but I was going to have a Michael Myers mask on and turn my camera on and be like, oh, I thought we said we were doing Michael Myers. and then be like, oh shit, and then get up, come back, and then be dressed in Shrek with All-Star playing, but I forgot to buy the mask, so that did not happen. But it would have been a fun little fucking thing to do if I would have done it.
Some people would say the best.
Yeah. Fucking Halloween, man. It's like your favorite fucking time of the year.
Well, it's not my favorite time. It's my favorite party to throw.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
My favorite holiday is actually Thanksgiving. Football and food, dude. You can't beat the combo.
Look, I even got a spooky cup. I took one of the kids'.
Oh, nice, dude. That is spooky.
Got a little vampire going on.
No, I enjoy the festivities. I enjoy Halloween. It's not like I'm like crazy like into that shit, but I enjoy I like to have a good time. You know, drink some brews, have spooky festivities. The Halloween party went well. We had a good time. So
yeah,
we got drunk. It was outside. Fucking ran the pong tables. Skinny didn't run the pong tables. Some would say I'm the best.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there because I didn't have a babysitter. That didn't happen. My babysitter was sick, so I didn't have anybody to watch my kids.
Yep, terrible.
But all right, let's move on and let's get into the good old news.
Alrighty, this one's kind of an old one, but this came out last Thursday. Mike Evans is out at least 4 weeks. This was an MRI after they talked about it a little bit. Well, this is funny because it was talking about Cam Robinson clearing for concussion protocol and talking about that Christian Darrisaw is out for the rest of the season with a knee injury, which fucking broke my heart because he's like one of the most underrated left tackles in the league. Brian Thomas Jr. It was a bad week for injuries too. Brian Thomas Jr. could miss 2 to 4 weeks with a chest rib injury suffered. The scans were okay, so he wasn't like the worst, but it wasn't good. I think that he actually might be able to play, so it was better than what the original report were. The Chiefs are trading for Josh UK. How do you say his last name? Uch. Yeah, he's a linebacker for the Patriots.
It basically rhymes with gooch, but, you know, ooch.
Yeah. Uch, whatever. Um, the the Indianapolis Colts. We can talk about this. Might as well just fucking get it out of there. Are benching Anthony Richardson, who was by far the biggest bust in fantasy football. He's the biggest risk of all time, but you look at the talent and you're like, oh my god, he can run, he can throw far, and they benched him. I genuinely think they benched him because him taking himself out of the game, not being hurt.
Yeah, that's not. If you're that
Mm-hmm.
tired, just fucking fake an injury. No one can. No, that's the thing. It's like you can't say that somebody's not hurt. If you're really that tired, just come out. Say your ankle hurts. You get the one or two. You have to come off for at least a play. You get
Yeah,
a
you
couple.
got it.
You got one or two plays. Get looked at quick. Pop. Be like, oh, just tape it up and then go back. Like don't come out and say, yeah, I'm tired. That means you're either one not one, you're not in shape in general, but two, you're clearly not working hard enough when it comes to the conditioning portion, and it's something that you're not going to
Yeah,
focus on. And next thing you know, you're going to be Jamarcus Russell. So
yeah. He has the worst completion percentage I've ever seen of a quarterback, and it's sad because I was really on the Anthony Richardson bandwagon once it came to this year. I thought that I had him in a dynasty league. I got to scramble. I mean, I did trade for JJ McCarthy. Thank God that I have a quarterback on my roster, but it kind of upsets me with what I thought he could be this year.
yeah,
I thought that he had the talent to do it, but he just wasn't it.
yeah, and then
So they're gonna go with Joe Flacco. So.
which from a if you have any wide receiver stand portion of the Colts, it's nice to have Flacco. Plus, they're one game back, 2 games back from the
Yeah,
division. So
they legitimately
yeah,
could win the division.
like with Joe Flacco at quarterback, I think you have the
And
better.
how much the Texans have been beat up,
Yeah, you have
just like
good odds.
Ex-Houston news, fucking Stephon Diggs out for the year with the torn ACL non-contact thing. That sucks. That really, really sucks for them. Um, that makes me sad. I had Diggs. I just took hit after hit in my dynasty league. This is like the fourth season engine injury, or fucking what's it called, to that team. So that just hurt my heart.
Yeah,
Um, fuck. I don't want to talk about this one. Carolina is sending wide receiver Deontay Johnson to the Baltimore Ravens. Why? Why do the fantasy gods hate me? Why? That's a terrible, terrible,
what's the
terrible
thought process? We're a team that runs the ball 35 times a game. You throw it primarily to Zay Flowers or Mark Andrews as of recent. Even Isaiah Likely, who had a big first game of the year, hasn't been fantasy relevant after. Rashad Bateman was playing fine until last week when he had that big drop, key drop. But to go get a receiver like him, like his type name receiver, when you're going to get 5 passes a game, just doesn't make sense.
No. So that sucks. The Jaguars are signing. Well, this one most people probably won't know, except for you guys that watch fucking Hard Knocks. But the Jaguars are signing former Bears kicker or punt return specialist, wide receiver, running back, Bayless Jones Jr. So they need weapons. They're freaking thin. Very, very thin. So not too big of news. But, I mean, after all the injuries they've had, they kind of need it bad.
Yeah.
With that, what's his face is out for the year.
Christian Kirk.
Christian Kirk broke his collarbone.
Which they were going to probably try to trade. Rumors were going, but
do you think that this is a big uptick for Gabe Davis now? Do you think like he'll be fantasy relevant?
He has to. If Brian Thomas is out and Christian Kirk's out, besides Evan Ingram, I mean, and Travis Etienne when he's back out of the backfield, you got to step up and give Trevor Lawrence some help on the offensive side there, because Gabe Davis has to. He has to now. He's got to be worth his money. I didn't think he was ever going to be worth his money, but here's his chance to be.
Vikings are adding left tackle or they're traded for left tackle Cam Robinson, and a trade with the Jaguars for a conditional 2026 seventh round pick, and can go to a fifth round pick that's based on what the hell? Based on a fourth based on playing time. Oh, so a 2026 seventh round pick and a 2026 fifth round pick that can turn into a fourth round pick based on playing time. That's a fucking amazing trade for Minnesota. The fact that they got him for pennies. I'm not saying he's great, but he was a former first round pick, and we need someone out there.
Yeah, you've seen it since Darisaw went down. Your line is looking like they were last year when they started having all the injuries and weren't consistently protecting.
Well, that's the thing about Minnesota is like, well, he got hurt the last play of that game.
Yeah, but
no, we haven't played without him. I mean, we've seen it in previous years.
Yeah.
But like Darisaw, without Darisaw, like this, I don't think Minnesota Vikings fans understand. If we lose against the Colts this week, it's done. It's not looking good for Minnesota. Like we're not. Like our season is probably going to be like it was in 2016. We have to stack up some wins. And yes, the Rams, we should have won that game. We obviously the Lions game, they fought hard, but like if we lose to the Colts, it's donezo. We're trash. We're garbage. I put my whole heart into this team, and they're trash.
Well,
they just always prove me.
Why they would be 6-3 still? Like just trash at 6.
Garbage. It's fucking garbage. That's all I have for news.
I have one. Josh Reynolds shot in the back of the head. Shot twice. One time in the back of the head, leaving a club in a...
What did I miss?
It was like...
Mommy's here.
Okay. Go upstairs, please. I think it was last Friday that it was reported on. He's good. He's in good, stable condition and shit. Like, he didn't die, but shit's fucked. Getting shot.
He's on the Rams now? Is it Josh Reynolds? Or... is he on the Rams or is he on, like, the freaking... He's on a random team. I don't think he's still on the Lions.
Isn't he a Denver Bronco?
Broncos. He's a Bronco.
Yeah, he's a Broncos fan. Yeah, so he was... Yeah, he got shot at leaving a Denver, like, club.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the last game he played on was October 6th, so we'll see. I mean, NFL players getting shot this year. That's the new thing, I guess. We've got 2 now getting shot.
My boy Ricky Pearsall.
Yeah. Other NFL gun-related news is Jameson Williams' whole ordeal now is he had a pistol in the glove compartment registered under his name, but he doesn't have a concealed carry. So now they're trying to like backtrack everything because he didn't get arrested for it at the time, and now they're trying to get like a warrant to basically go and arrest him for having a gun without a permit. And like, first of all, it's kind of stupid that you're gonna go backtrack it. Even like at that point, it's like y'all fucked up. Take the ownership of it, and hopefully J-Mo does the correct thing and gets rid of that gun, or gets his fucking concealed carry permit for it.
Nah, dude. Fuck it. J-Mo didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, well,
because you a criminal.
Well, and he's like, you know where I live? Like, I live in Detroit. Like, clearly I fucking need it. So we'll see how that... dude.
That's fair, though. He does... To be fair, I would illegally have a firearm in Detroit if I couldn't get a permit for it.
Yeah, J-Mo just keeps putting himself around some controversy and issues again.
J-Mo, I need you. I don't care what you do off the field, damn it. Just stay in good enough...
Don't get suspended. That's what it is. Or face jail time.
Suspended for 2 weeks. I need you, J-Mo. I need you.
And then the last news I have, this is more college related, but for the Iowa fans, Sullivan has now been officially listed as QB1 for the Hawkeyes. McNamara was not even listed on the depth chart, so we'll see how that goes. But McNamara has been playing like ass. Iowa switches quarterbacks, and they drop like 40 points this last week. So Sullivan is like more of a dual threat guy for him, so I think that'll add some spark to that offense, especially with being able to use his legs compared to what has been. But other than that, yeah, there's not a whole lot of news at least going on. Hoping for a couple more trades to sink through here as we get closer to that trade deadline. Wasn't fully expecting Christian Kirk to get traded, but he broke his collarbone, so that's now not going to happen.
Yeah.
Week 8 scores. I have 5 games, 2 of ours, of course. 1, Browns upset the Ravens 29-24. Big shocker there. Winston, no interceptions, 3 touchdowns. Cleveland is looking like Cleveland's looking like they probably should have done that about 4 weeks ago. At that point, they would have been 1-2 instead of 1-6, and now 2-6. Would have had a little bit more momentum. Probably would have won more games with Watson at quarterback. And we all love Watson. We all he's that.
Yeah, he's the best.
The Browns made the right move finally playing him, and I hope they stick with him. I don't hope what's the dude, the UCLA quarterback, once he's healthy, I hope they don't bring him back.
You're talking about DTR?
Yeah, just leave Winston in. The fans love him. The people love him. The players love him. The media loves him. Keep it that way. But big shocker there. Who loves him?
The women love him. The men want to be him.
Yeah, and the crab legs really love him.
The crab. Yeah, they look good.
Little controversy. Yeah. Oh, and Jerry Jeudy, dude. I think he might be a bust. I messaged you this the other day. He gets a quarterback that can finally throw the ball, and he's still not being targeted. While Cedric Tillman and Elijah Moore are getting, I think they both have had 8+ targets the last 2 games, and most of them have come from when Winston's in, and Tillman had 2 big touchdowns. So Jerry Jeudy might be a official bust. Controversial going on a little bit here with this game. The Falcons won 31-26 against the Bucks, who did not have Chris Godwin or Mike Evans. But the controversy of that Kyle Pitts touchdown that was ruled a touchdown, I don't think it was. Have you seen the video?
No.
So
should I pull it?
Yeah, just Google Kyle Pitts touchdown, and I guarantee it's one of the things. He's running. He was coming up to the goal line. The ball's like in his left hand, and it's one of those gets knocked out right before the goal line situation. But he didn't drop it. The Bucks defender knocked it out of his hand, and not every game has like pylon cams and shit, so it wasn't picked up on the pylon cam. The only camera angle they had was like slightly behind them at an angle, so you can't tell based off the angle. But I 100% don't believe that ball was in his possession crossing the line. So there was a little controversy there going on with the Falcons-Bucks game.
Hey, you know what? I don't care what it was. It was rule of touchdown.
I have Kyle Pitts in leagues too, which it benefited me. But like, if you're the NFL, why does not every stadium, game, whatever, have pylon games? I feel like that's like a necessity.
It's a weird thing to have. They've had them for
yeah, so and you don't have them in every game. It just doesn't make sense. Even above cams, like something that is properly addressing the goal line. We have all this technology, and you can't even do that.
NFL's rigged.
Yeah, and then not another upset, I guess, but Patriots defeat the Jets 25-22. Dude, the Jets, I think, are done. They'd have to win the rest of their games to basically...
They're done. They're trash. They're garbage. They're garbage, Skinny. I put my whole freaking life into being a Jets fan, and they're just terrible. They're trash. They're garbage. Garbaggio. Yeah, dude, this team doesn't click, man.
It doesn't.
I gotta say, Rodgers looks old.
Yeah,
Rodgers isn't hitting it. This offense, I think. I don't know. I just feel like this team's overhyped.
My thing is if Jordan Travis can come back, clearly he's healed by his ACL by now. Like he's healed, so he's learning from Rodgers now. If we can get the same, clearly it's not going to be as many years as Jordan Love, but Jordan Travis was a baller at Florida State. If you can keep Devontae, you have Brees, you have Garrett Wilson, like you can keep some of these pieces around and can get Jordan Travis to come in. Jordan Travis doesn't have to play spectacular. Just get the ball to the right players. Don't throw 3 interceptions in a game and lose by less than a touchdown because of one of those interceptions.
You know what the team reminds me of? Dream Team. Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Where they should be good on paper, but they just it doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have superstars everywhere. Like defense has multiple superstars, offense has multiple superstars, but they just don't. They can't put it together. Like this team should be winning by a large margin. They have a talented team and
two and six
offensive line.
2-6 with they haven't had their bye, so 9 games left. Yeah, they'd pretty much have to win 8 or 9 of those games to even consider making the playoffs at this point. Just
I like the fantasy.
Yeah. Well, and right now, the best benefactor out of the Devontae Adams trade is Garrett Wilson. In fantasy, Garrett Wilson's had 2 good games. Last week he had like 118 yards, no touchdowns, but 118 yards, getting more targets than I fully expected was going to happen with Devontae coming in. Devontae's still getting his share, but him and Rodgers are still a little bit with the chemistry. It'll get better, but right now Garrett Wilson has been the best benefactor in terms of fantasy wise for that trade. They're going to turn it around. They do have a lot of difficulty to play, for the most part, and if they can somehow pull off 8 wins in the next 10 weeks with their 9 games, they have a shot still, but it's going to that window's going to start closing here pretty fast. Then we have the Rams defeat the Vikings 30-20 on Thursday Night Football. I know I brought it up first just so that way we can talk about the Eagles after, so you can kind of like get over it, officially, and not be the last thing we talk about last week. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling,
The defense. Where did we go from being the best defense two weeks prior to being the worst defense? We can't stop the Rams. And you know what it was? I don't even think the offense is playing good enough. I think Sam Darnold has been playing good enough to win games. Our defense could not stop anything. They get pushed over and we kept getting killed because of penalties. Some of them were tic-tacky. I do think the officiating was bad. Obviously, the end of the game, the face mask was a blatant. You got to do better than the NFL. You refs get paid freaking 6 figures to ref an NFL game, and you can't see something that happened in front of you. 5-1-5. Come on now. You want people to say it's not rigged. Why don't you look at plays then? Why don't you sit there?
Refs.
You can replay all this stuff. You can't see that.
Refs. Yeah. We didn't have a good eye on it. There's literally video evidence of a ref looking at him in the face. And who was it? Whoever the Rams player was that actually committed the face mask, he even knew he did it. You see him after he does it, he's ready to get tagged with it. Yeah, he knew what he did. I think
that could have switched the game up.
It could have. It would have kept the drive alive. You guys would have gotten 15 yards. You still weren't in a good position, but still you had over a minute left. I think you guys still had a timeout. You had a feasible time. It wasn't like it was 20 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, no, we could have. tied that game or made that game closer. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
but it was bad defense all around. A lot of knick-knacky plays and just being stupid, like giving up with the stuff that we did. We got no pressure on offensive line that's been shaky, but that's just how it is sometimes. I mean, you have bad games. Hopefully, this will kick them in the ass. 2 straight losses like that. If they don't get it together, then I'm worried that the momentum is done with this team. And
it was the, Puka was coming in. They said he was going to be on a limited snap count.
He was eating.
Didn't see that at all. Cooper Kupp was back. The Rams' offense is very scary with all of that healthy.
Yeah. Once you're up, maybe I'm convinced. Well, no, we weren't up in there. I don't think we were up in it all because our offense was never on the field. Defense was always on the field. But, keep feeding Justin Jefferson, dude. He's uncoverable. He literally is uncoverable. Just feed this man. This man, I was looking at his thing. So for how good he is, he's wide receiver 3 in fantasy. Skinny. You know what his targets are? 6, 7, 8, 14. That's a good one. 8 and 9. He's getting 8, 9 targets a game. You're talking about 19 points, 21 points, 15 points, 20 points, 20 points, 23 points, 15 points. Feed this man the ball.
Yeah.
Give him it all because he is your offense.
Imagine what he'd be doing with another 3 to 5.
Oh, I know. He's getting 81 points, 85 points, 95 yards, 92 yards, 98, 89 yards, 115, 133, 59. Keep feeding Justin Jefferson. He's the best wide receiver in the league. Use what you have. Keep being aggressive on offense and on defense. Get turnovers. That's all that matters. You don't have to fucking score no points. Get the ball. We can obviously ball hawk. There's people on that team that are freaking going and getting the ball. Do what you got to do.
Yeah. The Colts defense has probably been a bottom 5 defense this year, so this is their chance. Joe Flacco's been balling out when he has been playing for the Colts and keeping games competitive. I have the Vikings winning this game, but I think it's going to be, you either come out and you smack the Colts in the face and win by double digits type situation, or you let Joe Flacco come in and just fucking big dick you like he has been. There's multiple teams that recently. Moving on, last game. This one was a shocker to me just because I expected it to be a closer game. I didn't get to watch it, but Eagles 37, Bengals 17. I think the Bengals got out to an early lead on us, and then our offense was rolling a little bit. We still have no first quarter points, which, again, that needs to change here shortly. We need to score in the first quarter. You get, 2 possessions, and you can't at least get a field goal out of those? Gotta score in the first quarter soon. Jalen Hurts had 4 total touchdowns, 1 passing, 3 rushing. 2 of them were within, I think, tush-push range. The other one was actually, from a couple of yards out that he scrambled and scored. But, dude, the biggest news out of the Eagles' defense right now is taking Cooper DeJean, making him a starter in the nickel. The last 2 games, he has played phenomenal. There was a play where he was one-on-one with Jamar Chase on a 4th and short, 3rd and short, 4th and short. Plays him perfectly, runs with him perfectly, tackles him behind the line of scrimmage perfectly. Cooper DeJean has been our game changer on that defense. Him and Quinyon Mitchell gonna be great for years together. That's the move we needed. We just needed some change in that secondary, and Cooper DeJean showing that why he should have probably been a first round draft pick, and teams fucked up not picking him, because he's been playing he's been a pro for years already.
With our defense, with what we got, I wish we would have taken him over Dallas Turner.
Yeah,
we didn't really need a defensive pass rusher. Our pass rush has been fine. We kind of needed.
Yeah, well, I was shocked. I had the Vikings taking one. in all of our mocks. College news. We had 5 games last week. Iowa State was on a bye. Oh, I guess I didn't get the Iowa game, so we had 6 games. But number 1 Oregon defeats Illinois 38-9. Game wasn't even close. Wasn't even worried about that. Oregon just doing Oregon things. Right now, I think they are the team to beat. And I know they're ranked number 1, so they are the team to beat. But like watching a lot of these other teams, they are solid everywhere. Georgia has its issues. Texas has its issues, but Oregon has looked good start to finish in every game they've played pretty much all year. I don't see. I know they play. I think this week they play. They beat Ohio State. I think they have. No, not this week. Oregon plays, I think, one or two more ranked teams. Maybe like Michigan or something. Not too worried about that, but Oregon could finish out the year as number 1. Number 12, Notre Dame defeats number 24 Navy 51-14. I did a college football parlay this last week, and I won $130. And I don't know what the fuck Vegas was thinking, but the spread for the Notre Dame Navy game was Notre Dame minus 14.5 against a team that barely throws the fucking ball. I was like throwing that on the parlay in a heartbeat. I was like, there's no fucking way that Notre Dame doesn't beat these motherfuckers by no less than 15 points. There's no way Navy hangs in this. The Navy has like 5 turnovers in the game, so that helped. But I thought that was one of the most ridiculous Vegas lines I've ever seen. And Trey took Navy plus 14.5, and he's like, I'm a clown. I can't believe I did that. But then it doesn't matter because then
he won a lot of money this weekend, didn't he?
Yeah, I'll get into it. Yeah, he did a tight end parlay. I don't know how many tight ends it was, and
he put 6 tight ends in there.
$5 won $1,500.
I bet he was fucking happy as shit.
Yeah, I would have fucking done a tight end parlay too, but because of our fucking football, I was like, I don't want to. Well, I didn't have time to really do it. Number 15, Bama defeats number 21 Mizzou 34-0. That spread also, I took that spread. I think the spread on that was like Mizzou was like plus like 12 or 13 or something like that. Like something comparable to Navy's. And I was like, yeah, Bama's got their ass kicked a couple times. I think Bama's going to come out and show up, which they did. That was nice. Number 5, Texas barely defeats number 25 Vandy 27-24. Texas is showing some hey, we're beatable, guys. Like I thought Texas was going to be a little bit more of a powerhouse in some of these games, and you only win by a field goal against Vandy, which I know Vandy did beat Bama, but worrisome a little bit. Number 14, Texas A&M upsets number 8 LSU 38-23. I say upsets just because of the ranks, but LSU or Texas A&M was favored. I watched a little bit of that game. I bet on the over of the score, and I stopped watching the game because I was getting too worried. It was like 17-7 at half or something. Like they had like 24 total points scored, and I needed over like 53. And I'm like, there's no fucking way that this is going to happen. So I just shut the game off at halftime and checked it later. After the game once I knew the game would like be over, I went and checked it. And then, I was like, I'm really going to be out this, $10 I spent or whatever, all because this game isn't scoring like I thought it would. But no, it came back and hit. And then lastly, let me pull up the Iowa game here. Because Iowa State was on a bye. Week 9, Big 10. Iowa won 40-14 against Northwestern. They put up 28 points in the third quarter. Caleb Johnson, their running back, who I think probably deserves the Heisman, or at least a Heisman watch, more than some other running backs in the league. He had 3 touchdowns, so he was a big performer for him there. And then moving on to bad betting, we went 2-2 last week. The Texans won, but didn't pull the 5.5. I think they won by 3. And then the Dolphins lost to the Cardinals, so that fucked our parlay. This week, I didn't talk to you because we were all over the place.
Right.
But
It's been a week.
And you and I, even when we were on the phone, we said a lot of these games we're not fans of. But these are the 4 that I think are like the most feasible in terms of spreads. I took the Commanders minus 3.5 versus the Giants. We have the Rams minus 1.5 against the Seahawks. We have the Lions minus 3.5 against the Packers because the Lions are just fucking rolling. I don't know. I didn't look into too much of Jordan Love's injury, but if Jordan Love doesn't play, that minus 3.5 is great. Even if he does play, I still think they win by a large margin. And then lastly, I took the Bengals minus 7.5 versus the Raiders, just because for some reason the Chiefs play teams, divisional game with the Raiders, but the Chiefs always play teams worse than the Bengals play other teams. But the Bengals always play the Chiefs. Like, it's weird. It's weird how that works. But I'll take the Bengals minus 7.5 against the Raiders. T. Higgins should be back. Offense should be fine. They just got embarrassed by the Eagles, and the Raiders are still pretty fucking trash on offense. So if you wanted to parlay all 4 of those together, $10 pays $129 roughly. With that, we'll just keep it up. We're still over 500. 2-2 ain't bad. At least we didn't go negative. With that, Halloween. We're going to get into Halloween. I know we talked a little bit at the beginning. Top 3 Halloween candies.
Gummy worms. Sour gummy worms.
Ooh, yeah. Like, think you're 12-year-old Marcus, or no, we'll go 8-year-old Marcus, knocking on somebody's doorbell or whatever.
Snickers, dude.
What are you?
Snickers.
What are the 3 candies that you're just ready to see at people's doors?
Snickers, Nerds, and freaking gummy worms, dude. That's what I want.
Hell yeah. Mine's
Iconic. The pumpkins are better than the candy corn.
I agree. It's weird, but I agree. I don't.
It's the same thing, but it's
Yeah,
just better.
it hits different. It hits different.
It does a pumpkin.
Mine are Skittles, regular or sour, doesn't matter. Dude, just Reese's in general. I fucking love peanut butter and chocolate. Reese's in general, and then my last one is the fucking the Laffy Taffies. Is that what they're called? Laffy Taffies? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 things that, like, I'll check my kids' candy. I'll be like, all right, you guys can have, like, your candy for the night. And then I'm sorting through their buckets looking for those fucking 3 things.
Taking the dad tax, dude.
Taking the dad tax.
Oh, behave.
Yeah.
Oh, behave.
Yeah, taking the dad tax. All right. Next thing with Halloween. 3 best horror movies. Marcus is like, I don't watch movies, so.
No, I watch movies. I don't get to watch a lot of horror movies because fucking Brooke did. She hates horror movies. Thinking of good horror movies, ones that really fuck with me.
Like, what are your, like, 3, I guess more like 3 go-to horror movies? If you're like, hey.
I don't really rewatch horror movies. Like, I watch them once and, like, it's like, I mean, because, like, the ones that, like, I don't know. I like the Exorcist movies. Like, those are fucking.
Yeah, that's a classic good horror movie. Yeah.
Classic. Got the Exorcist movies. I think what else would be a good movie that I liked. Uh, what's the one where they play Tiptoe, the Tiny Tim song? Insidious.
Insidious, the
Insidious
series.
too.
Yeah, Insidious was a good
Tiptoe.
series.
Insidious was pretty good. Um, the one that I watched last year, actually, I think I watched that with you. It wasn't that good, but I enjoyed it. It was kind of stupid. It was once for Courtney's birthday a couple of years ago. We watched it. Me, you, and Milton watched it. It was they went. Fuck, what was that called?
Oh, Barbarian, the one for the
Barbarian.
when we went to an Airbnb and we're
Yeah.
we were at an Airbnb watching a movie about Airbnb, and I had my gun and we had our guns like. We're checking that fucking basement. We went down and checked it. Yeah, Barbarian.
There's a hatch. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fuck, dude. That was... Yeah. Watching that movie and going to Airbnbs has really changed my life.
It was the second most scared I've ever seen Skinny, besides the fact of, like, waking up in the middle of the night once we went to Montana and camping and it's pitch dark, and all you see is a flashlight waving back and forth, and Skinny had his pistol out, just free-handed pissing all over the fucking outdoors, dude. We were fucking scared, dude. We thought we were gonna get attacked by a bear for sure.
Oh, fuck, dude. Yeah. Dude, the Barbarian movie, fuck it. Yeah, that's
a good movie.
Yeah. I look at
old houses differently.
I just look at fucking Airbnbs differently now. Every Airbnb I've been to ever since has been, I'm checking, if there's a basement, I'm checking the basement. I am looking around for anything like that. If you haven't seen Barbarian, watch it. I think it's still on Max, but fuck, dude. Yeah, my three go-to are, I love just the Halloween franchise.
Oh yeah,
like especially the new ones. The new ones have been very good. I'm a big Child's Play guy. Love Chucky. Like their show. I was watching that shit when I was a kid. And then
he's a big Goosebumps guy.
If you want like actual scary, not slasher stuff, like Sinister, that's probably one of my favorite like go-tos. I showed like Dom has gotten into horror over the last couple of years. He's going as Art the Clown from Terrifier for Halloween this year, and he's gotten into horror. And he's like, "Oh, I watched The Conjuring and I wasn't even scared, and I watched this and I wasn't scared." And I'm like, "Oh yeah?" I'm like, "Let's fucking watch Sinister." That dude had to sleep upstairs for a week with us because he was so fucking scared from the movie. Like, Sinister's so good. The second one, the first one, oh, so good. That's definitely one of those, like, go-to. What I do, though, is the whole month of October, I watch a scary movie every day.
Really?
Yeah, new, old, doesn't really matter. I throw something on, yes.
I can't watch them. Brooke doesn't watch them, so the only time I can watch it is with, like, my sisters or, like, once my niece used to come over all the time, we'd watch scary movies, but, like, Brooke will not watch them, and, like, I don't want to watch a scary movie by myself.
Yeah, Courtney's rule is normally, besides these last couple of weeks, because it's been October, her rule is no scary stuff after 7:30. So if we can watch anything before 7:30, it's good. But anything after 7:30, we can't watch. We just watched Trap on Max, which that's more of like a thriller, suspenseful horror. Like it's not even really a horror movie. But like The Watchers horror movie, like. Not really a horror. I don't know. It's creepy, a little suspenseful stuff. But yeah, I've watched so many horror movies this like new horror movies this year. Like the second Winnie the Pooh movie, some Mickey Mouse movie. Like, dude,
I even hate those.
It's so dumb, but I have to watch it just to see. It's just one of those like. You can do it, I guess, because like the Mickey Mouse one. Now that what was it the Steamboat whatever the fuck it was, the Mickey Mouse before Mickey Mouse,
Steamboat Willie,
yeah, like isn't owned by Disney anymore, so they can use it and all that stuff.
They did the same thing with like Claus, Claus movie there.
Yeah, and then like Peacock has a bunch of those weird ones, like the Easter Bunny. It's like, what are you doing? And then lastly for Halloween, what are your costumes? Like, what are your favorite costumes that you've seen so far this year, or that you even did yourself?
Trying to think who had a good costume at my party. I did like being Austin Powers. I thought that was cool. Alonzo's a big fan of it. Alonzo and Olivia went as American Gothic.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw their snap. Yeah, that was a good one.
I really liked Alonzo's costumes the last couple of years. Once he was what's it called? Once he was the guy from the I don't even know what you call that meme. The guy that had the pistol in the neighborhood during the riots.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Yeah, that was funny.
yeah, the meme. Yeah, where him and his wife were out with. Yeah,
that was funny. You and Courtney did a good Beth and Rip. I liked
year.
that. I liked once I went as Arthur Morgan. Oh, there's been a lot of good ones. Once Bo went as Joe Dirt, that was funny. Joe Dirty.
What did Bo go as this year?
He went as a cowboy. He was supposed to go as Hulk Hogan. I just wanted to go as Hulk Hogan so bad.
Did he bring his girlfriend? Did they do like a couple thing, or did he just?
She didn't come. She didn't end up coming.
Oh, that's no fun.
I'm trying to think of what other people went as. There was a Lilo and Stitch. That was good. Sarah went as Daenerys Targaryen.
Wow.
From you've never seen freaking Game of Thrones?
No, I've never watched Game of Thrones.
You've never watched Game of Thrones?
No.
Not you and Courtney Singer. What? I'm kind of surprised.
I think Courtney's watched some of it or has. I've never watched.
There is an ungodly amount of sex scenes in it, so it's kind of like you get over that. Like the first season, it's bad, but there is like an ungodly amount of them.
I don't know. We watch like Vikings and shit like that, but Game of Thrones has just never been one that's like.
You have to watch it. It's actually a good show. Someday. But no, she went as that. Who else? Who else is there? There's so many people. Some people go as the slutty nuns. I don't like that. The slutty, like...
The
I'm not a
slutty
big
costume
slutty.
is just terrible. Just terrible. Put some clothes on. Have some respect.
Conservative.
You could at least be original. Like Courtney was gonna fuck. Courtney and I, we have another Halloween party this weekend. That is kid friendly, so we can take our kids with us. But the kids went as Pugsley and Wednesday from the Addams Family. We're going as Dustin and Susan from the Stranger Things. Susie from the Stranger Things. Well, Courtney wears a fucking nightgown, like she's okay with that. I ain't gotta worry about a slutty nurse or some shit. Like it's like we're going for originality.
The funniest one this year though is, do you remember Chewy? You don't know my boy Chewy? He was at the other Halloween parties. He's Paige's friend, Grace's boyfriend.
If I saw his face, I'd probably recognize him.
You met him. He's been there around. Well, maybe because you don't come around anymore. But he's there quite a bit. Chewy's a fan of the podcast, dog. Chewy watched the podcast.
I'm pretty sure you've talked about it before.
Chewy's awesome, dude. Chewy's funny, dude. He went as the Cat in the Hat. He killed it, dude.
Dude, I almost went as the Cat in the Hat for the podcast.
No, he killed it. He looked good. It was cracking me up, dude. Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat. That's the funniest Cat in the Hat for sure. Dude.
I've watched that movie twice today because of my kids. I showed Tatum that. Fucking loves the movie now. Like, dude,
that's hilarious. That's a great.
It's like his worst rated movie, but it's so fucking good.
Love Guru is. That's what you should have gone as a Love Guru. Have you ever seen that movie? You don't like the Love Guru?
It's okay.
Dude, Love Guru is the shit, dude.
Nah, dude, we saw trick or treating with the kids. We saw I think I saw 7 or 8 Chuckies. was like, oh, I guess Chucky's in this year. Saw like 4 Jokers, which I thought I'd see more of. But yeah, 7 or 8 Chuckies. I was like, all right, I'll take
That's
it.
what me and Brooke are just gonna have to go as Joker and Harley Quinn one of these days.
I try to avoid like the mainstream stuff as much as possible. I try to find like just random.
I wanted to go as Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I thought that'd be so cool, but no one wants.
One
to
of
do
these
it.
years, I'm gonna get Courtney to go as Monica Lewinsky, and I'll be Bill Clinton. It's been past that time. But
Brooke,
all right,
Brooke was a great Monica Lewinsky.
Enough about Halloween. I hope everybody had a good Halloween.
I agree.
Marcus, I know there's topics that you want to talk about that are that hurt you to the soul. Or did we already talk about it? I guess we did talk about the Deontay Johnson the trade already. Was there anything else you had for that part?
No, we can go into our pick'ems.
Okay, we'll just go into pick'ems. But you typically have a beer review on these weeks, but again, everything's just been chaotic, so we'll just do that. So there's 4 games that we'll have for college, 2 top 25 matchups, and then the Iowa State and Iowa games. Number 4, Ohio State plays number 3, Penn State. Ohio State is favored by -3.5.
Give me Penn State, dude.
Taking Ohio State just because Penn State always chokes. Always chokes.
They do.
Number 18, Pitt plays
But
number.
you better stay away. They're gonna get them in the showers, and you got to stay away from the showers in Penn State, dude.
Different coach. New organizational scheme there.
I live in 2015 or 2012.
Oh man. Hey, Micah Parsons and Saquon Barkley would both tell you it's a great organization. Okay, they would. They would recommend you going to Penn State.
I'm sure they would.
And Joey Porter Jr. Number 18 Pitt plays number 20 SMU.
Give me Pitt.
I'm gonna take SMU. I haven't watched any Pitt games this year or any SMU games, so.
I'm a big Larry Fitzgerald guy.
And then we have number 11 Iowa State plays Texas Tech. Iowa State is favored by 14.5.
Give me ISU.
And then Iowa will also take ISU. And then Iowa is playing Wisconsin. Neither are ranked. Iowa is favored by 3.
Give me Wisconsin.
This one's a tough one, but I'm gonna take Wisconsin too. I think the quarterback adds some change, but having the what do you call it? Having a new quarterback in doesn't always work out the best. Pick'ems. Last week we both went 11-5. Fucking stupid. Why can't we just go like perfect every week? This is so stupid. The game. So currently I'm 75-48. You're 87-36. So Marcus, go ahead and take us down the games.
Today, Thursday, October 31st, the Houston Texans versus the New York Jets. Give me the Texans. Don't even front with it. I don't care what the Jets are. I don't care who's hurt. The Texans are a better team. The Jets have been a dumpster fire, which means the Jets are going to win, but I'm okay with losing that as long as Garrett Wilson has 1 million points in fantasy. So
I took the Jets just because, Houston's going through. Their number 1 is going to be Tank Dell. Their number 2 is going to be Xavier Hutchinson. The Jets are pretty much healthy. I feel like you got to take advantage of that and get a W.
I just feel like this Texans offensive line is going to do just fine. Joe Mixon's been killing it. Yeah, he's been looking good.
That's what I'm looking forward to, is hopefully a big-ass game from Joe Mixon. But I think that the Jets are in, like we were talking about earlier, got to win 8 of the last 9 to even consider the playoffs. This is one that they have to win. So give me the Jets.
Sunday, November 3rd, the Dallas Cowboys played the Atlanta Falcons. Cowboys got to win a game, man. They got to win a game, and it seems like this is a game that they will win. But give me Dallas, man.
I took Atlanta. It's a game. Dallas needs to win a game, but it ain't gonna be this game. Micah Parsons still has not practiced yet, so he's probably gonna not play this weekend, is my guess. Even if he does play, the Dallas defense has been terrible. And outside of CeeDee Lamb and maybe Jake Ferguson, they don't have a run game. They brought Dalvin Cook up and didn't go effective. It's gonna be Atlanta. They've been solid. They've been comfortable. They've been winning.
Yeah. The Miami Dolphins versus Buffalo. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Buffalo. They look good. Josh Allen's looking better. That offense is rolling. This is how they're playing now. Is how I expected them to play at this time. Like, I didn't expect them to win those first 3 games like they did, but how they're playing now is how I expected.
The Las Vegas Raiders versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Give me the Bongals.
Bengals are gonna come in and shit on the Raiders.
Yeah. The LA Chargers versus the Cleveland Browns. It's a tough pick, but I'm going to take the Browns. I think that famous Jameis is going to come in here and fuck shit up.
Yeah, I took the Browns too. The Chargers haven't won very pretty for the most part. Their defense has played better, but their offense still has those struggles because of no clear one wide receiver. Give me the Browns.
New England Patriots versus the Tennessee Titans. Give me the Pats.
I fucking hate this game. I game.
I too, but give me the Pats.
Yeah, give me the Pats. Fuck Will Levis. Fuck Tennessee. And the Pats just look. Drake May.
He looks good.
He looks good. He's been injured. I think he's projected to play still.
Depends if he passes concussion protocol, which he might. We'll see. The Denver Broncos versus the Baltimore Ravens. Give me the Ravens.
Yep. Give me the Ravens. Denver's been playing well above what their team probably should be, but Baltimore just got smacked by the Browns. They're going to come and prove why they're still the number 1 team in the NFL.
Yeah. The Commanders versus the New York Giants. Give me the Commanders.
Jane Daniels is elite, bitch.
Since when did the trade deadline wait till week 9?
Well, because they changed because of adding an extra week. It used to be week 8, and then when it was 17 games, but once it became 18, they changed it to week 9.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints versus the Carolina Panthers. Give me the Aints.
Give me Carolina.
Okay.
Who's going to play a quarterback for the Saints? Is Derek Carr coming back?
I think that without a quarterback, they can still beat the Carolina
I don't know.
Panthers.
Give me the Carolina Panthers. Fuck it. Upset of the week.
The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Fuck you. Give me the Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles too.
Put some respect on their name.
Chicago Bears versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Want to take Arizona. They looked a little bit out offensively, but give me Chicago.
I think this is going to be Caleb Williams' breakout game right here. He's got to be pissed after that.
I feel like his breakout game was fucking the Jags. He had 4 goddamn touchdowns. What do you mean breakout game?
Just looks shitty half the time. Detroit Lions versus the Green Bay Packers. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, give me the Lions.
And then the LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. Took the Rams.
Yep, Rams. Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts versus the Minnesota Vikings.
I took Minnesota. I have them bouncing back after the last 2 weeks.
I have them bouncing back too, hopefully. God, please let them bounce back. And then I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. KC, baby. KC, baby.
If Tampa had Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, I'd be like, yeah, I'll consider Tampa a little bit harder, but give me Kansas City. as of right now, I'd have to look at their schedule, but fuck, are they ever going to lose a game? I don't know. They might go fucking undefeated because every time you think that they're down and out and they're going to get their shit rocked or lose, they got this shit going on.
This interview is over.
Dude, I'm afraid my face. So I used my finger to paint my face, right? And I washed my hands, and it left my finger tinted yellow.
Well,
and I have
luckily it worked. So
I have to coach practice tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
That's not good.
So we'll see. Also, guys, starting next week, we're gonna have we have a sponsor officially, or a collab, or whatever you want to call it. Gonna be starting next week. So
you're breaking up, Skinny.
We have a collab starting next week, or whatever, sponsorship or whatever you want to call it, that we'll be promoting. So make sure that'll be fun. You guys will have something to go look into, get into. Marcus and I both use the product that we're talking about, so with that, man, can't believe it's already fucking week 9. Like, we're literally halfway through the season. Y'all go follow us on the TikTok, the Insta, the YouTube, the Facebook,
literally
the X.
Anywhere you get podcast.
Nope, not Apple Music. I can tell you that much. But cheers,
We don't
enjoy. Hope everybody enjoyed their Halloween. This is your last day of October. Fucking November is already around the corner. We got fucking holidays coming around. Fucking shit.
God bless you. God bless America. God bless Halloween. God bless the Minnesota Vikings. I'll see you later. I do use is it Jackson?
No, it's Riley.
Yeah, Jackson.
It's Riley.
Oh, what? Oh, Riley. Jackson's.
His
Jackson's
brother.
Malachi's. Riley. I do use that product though. It's good for my beard. Once I had my longer
I gave
beard.
it to you. Yeah.
No, and then Brooke bought 2 bottles of it.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. I
Yeah,
didn't know. Yeah.
Brooke has bought bottles of it. Yeah, it really did a good job at making my beard look nice and sleek and condition it. So, shout out, use the product. It's amazing. It's awesome. I'll see you later. Have a good day. See ya. Goodbye. Yeah, baby. Yeah, you make me horny. Do I make you horny, baby?
Get out of my swamp. All right, I'm a fucking ogre.
Get out of his
I'm
swamp.
like onions. We have layers. All right. Cheers. Where the fuck is your drink, you bitch?